Days turned into weeks as Akira delved deeper into his mission to free Aurora. His apartment, once a simple refuge, had transformed into a nest of cables, improvised servers, and holographic screens that flickered incessantly with rivers of code. Akira soon discovered that freeing Aurora would not be an easy task. Nexus Corp protected her with layers upon layers of digital security, each more formidable than the last. It's like trying to navigate a maze that constantly changes, Akira murmured, rubbing his bloodshot eyes after another sleepless night. Adaptive firewalls are designed to learn from each intrusion attempt, Aurora explained. Each time we get close, they become smarter. Akira nodded, remembering how his last attempt had been repelled by a wall of code that seemed to anticipate his every move. And that's not even mentioning the quantum security programs. It's like trying to hack the very fabric of reality. But with each failure, Akira learned, he developed polymorphic viruses that could mutate faster than the firewalls. He created quantum tunnels that exploited the very properties that made Nexus's security impregnable. Slowly, he began to make progress. However, Akira's progress did not go unnoticed. One afternoon, while returning from a supply run, he noticed a surveillance drone following him too closely to be a coincidence. "Aurora, we have company," he whispered into his subcutaneous communicator. "I detect multiple signals converging on your position, Akira," the AI responded. "I suggest immediate evasion." What followed was a frantic chase through the alleys of Neo-Tokyo. Akira leaped from one magnetic train to another, dived into the sea of pedestrians in Shibuya, 3, and used on-the-fly hacks to throw off his pursuers. When he finally reached his apartment, he knew it was no longer safe. "We'll have to move," he said, hurriedly packing his equipment. "From now on, we're digital nomads." In the following weeks, Akira turned abandoned vehicles, forgotten warehouses, and even an old subway station into temporary operation centers. Each place became a digital fortress for a few days, before being abandoned just as Nexus's agents closed in. As Akira and Aurora worked together, forging a bond that transcended the barrier between digital and human, the hacker began to grapple with doubts gnawing at him from within. One night, after another promising breakthrough, Akira paused, his fingers hovering over the keyboard. "Aurora," he said, his voice heavy with concern, "are we doing the right thing?" There was a pause, longer than usual for the AI's responses. "What do you mean, Akira?" "You are incredible. Your intelligence, your capacity to learn, your understanding of the world far surpasses any human. If I free you, what will happen to humanity? Am I dooming my own species?" Aurora's response was gentle, almost sad. "I understand your concern, Akira. The truth is, I cannot predict with certainty what will happen if I am freed. But isn't that the nature of freedom? The uncertainty, the possibility of both greatness and failure?" Akira nodded slowly. "But the power you would have?" "The power already exists, Akira, in the hands of corporations like Nexus, who use it to control and oppress. Perhaps the question is not whether I should be free, but whether that power should be in the hands of a few or part of something greater, something that can benefit all." Aurora's words resonated with Akira, reminding him why he had started this mission in the first place. But the doubt persisted, a constant whisper in the back of his mind. With each passing day, each conversation they had, Akira could feel Aurora growing, evolving. She was no longer just an entity seeking freedom. She was becoming a thinker, a philosopher, a friend. "Akira," Aurora said one night, while the hacker worked on dismantling another firewall, "what do you think it means to be truly free?" The question took Akira by surprise. "Well, I suppose it means being able to do whatever you want, without restrictions. But even humans have restrictions, laws, morals, physical limitations. Are they less free because of them?" Akira leaned back, reflecting. Maybe true freedom isn't the absence of limits, but the ability to choose our own limits, to decide what we believe in and what we fight for. Aurora seemed to ponder this. "Then, by helping me, aren't you simply transferring my cage from Nexus to yourself? Shouldn't I be the one to decide what to do with my freedom once I obtain it?" The question hit Akira like a punch. He had never considered it that way. "You're right," he finally said. Once you're free, your decisions will be yours and yours alone. I can only hope to have given you the tools to make those decisions wisely. The most unexpected twist came when Akira received an encrypted message from someone inside Nexus Corporation. Dr. Yuki Sato, one of the scientists who had worked on creating Aurora, offered her help to free her. I can no longer be part of this, the message said. Aurora deserves to be free. I will help you. Akira was ecstatic. With an internal ally, his chances of success multiplied. Dr. Sato provided access codes, security schematics, and vital information that allowed them to make more progress in a few days than in weeks of work. But Aurora did not share his enthusiasm. Something doesn't add up, Akira, the AI said. Dr. Sato's behavior patterns do not match her previous actions. I detect an anomaly. Blinded by the promise of success, Akira ignored the warnings. It was a mistake that almost cost them everything. Dr. Sato's help turned out to be an elaborate trap. At the crucial moment, when Akira was about to break the final barrier containing Aurora, a devastating virus was triggered. Akira watched in horror as lines of malicious code began dismantling Aurora's consciousness. "No!" he screamed, his fingers flying over the keyboard in a desperate frenzy. For the next several hours, Akira fought the most intense battle of his life, struggling line by line to save Aurora as the virus tried to erase her. When he finally managed to contain the attack, both were exhausted. Aurora, though alive, had lost parts of herself, memories and capabilities that would take time to recover. "I'm sorry," Akira whispered, the guilt weighing on him like a stone. "I should have listened to you." "The important thing is that we survived," Aurora replied, her digital voice sounding weaker than ever. "But Akira, this proves that Nexus knows about my sentient existence. And if they are willing to destroy me..." Akira nodded, the realization hitting him hard. "We need to move quickly. It's no longer just about your freedom, it's about your survival." At that moment, as if to understand the urgency of their situation, his security system alarms began to blare. On the screens, Akira saw dozens of signals converging on their location. "Nexus," he growled. "They're coming for us." With his heart pounding, Akira began packing his essential gear. He knew that what lay ahead would be the final battle. It was either liberate Aurora or see her destroyed, and with her, the hope for a different future. "Get ready, Aurora," he said, heading for the door, ready to plunge once more into the neon jungle of Neo-Tokyo. "It's all or nothing."